His head is dented. His face, the little boy's face, it's horrifying. Every time I see him, it's the same look of surprise, the same look of terror, but the left side has a dent. The left side of his face is dented in, and it's getting worse. Every time I see him, the left side of his face is more and more crushed in. Teeth smashed out, bits of bone and brain being exposed. It's all too much. Though his outfit never changes, the blood splatter on it does. There's always more blood staining his little blue Mickey Mouse t-shirt. He shows up randomly, just standing there staring at me. I'll blink and he's gone. In the living room, the side of the street, in my office. For the last 2 weeks, this kid has been haunting my existence, living in my nightmares. What could it all mean, Doc? That does seem rather troubling, Josh. And you've never seen this child before, real or not? No, never. Has anything happened in your life recently that would lead to feelings of guilt or loss? Again, nothing. Other than this kid, my life has been the same that it's always been. Can you describe him in a little more detail? Perhaps, if we can get a better picture, and together look at this description objectively, you may be able to recognize him from your childhood, or somewhere else in the past, Josh. Yeah, I can try. He's maybe 7, 8 years old, I guess. Maybe 4 or 5 feet tall. Blue jeans, like I said, a blue Mickey Mouse t-shirt. Brown hair, his face now is unrecognizable, but when I seen him the first day, before the dent was really visible, he looked, I don't know, normal? Now that you've described him out loud, and we have a clear picture of who you're dealing with, do you recognize him? I don't know, I don't think so. He doesn't seem familiar. That's fine, Josh. It's best we don't rush something like this. Perhaps tonight, after our session is over, you can look over some of your old school yearbooks and see if you don't find a face to match this description. I never thought of that. Yeah, actually. Maybe I'm just remembering an old friend or something. I did lose a couple, but I don't remember anybody passing away from a head injury. The mind is a wonderful thing, but it can also be our worst enemies at times, inventing terrible sights. A slight chemical imbalance can bring you to the proverbial gates of hell, Josh. It's an unfortunate reality, but luckily modern medicine can help in a lot of cases. On that note, I'm afraid our time is up, Josh. I'll see you again on Friday for your next appointment. Don't forget to check the yearbooks. Thanks, Doc. I'll do that. See you Friday. As I'm getting back into my car, I keep picturing his head. How it looked. Like some great weight was crushing his head, slowly compressing it, splintering skull and ripping tissue, the blood and brains painting his clothing like some nightmarish Jackson Pollock painting. And through it all, even after the pressure had forced his left eye out of the socket, he still maintained eye contact with me. He almost looks sad. I think if it weren't for the gut-wrenching horror of the sight, I would feel sad too. Watching this poor child's head get crushed like an empty soda can. Watching his eyes get dimmer with every sighting. The very soul being squeezed out of them by some malevolent power. I guess it really is sad. I better start heading home. It's almost time for dinner, and sitting in this parking lot isn't going to do me any good. Driving down the street, seeing all these people going about their lives blissfully unaware of the horror that I go through every day makes me wish I could be one of them. Wish things could just go back to normal. And I guess also wish this guy behind me wasn't tailgating. I'm doing 5 over the speed limit, guy. What do you want me to do? Checking the rearview mirror again, this guy is like 2 feet away from my bumper. Are you crazy? Go around me. I can't do anything. It's a 2-lane road in a residential area. There's no side of the road. It's just curb then sidewalk. Looking in the rearview mirror to check on the tailgater again, I catch a glimpse. The boy, what's left of him, is in my backseat. His head, if you could call it that anymore, It's just a flat pile of gore. It all happened so fast, it's a blur. I must have yanked my steering wheel to the right out of pure fright and surprise because before you knew it, my car had jumped the curb and collided with a tree. My world went black. I hear voices. Distant voices. Screams. Crying. The world is coming back to light. I wasn't in my car anymore. My chest and head pounding. Opening my eyes, I'm surrounded by people that are looking down at me, a mixture of worry and shock filling their eyes. What's going on? Oh God. Oh God, my head. Am I dead? Reaching up for my head, I feel it. It's... okay. I'm okay. Sitting up against the advice of everyone around me, I have to figure out what's going on. What is everybody so upset about? I catch a familiar face in the crowd over by my car. My psychiatrist. His face is bleach white. We make eye contact. His face is filled with disbelief. Collapsing to the ground, he's just rocking back and forth, shaking his head, mumbling something. Walking closer, I'm starting to make out what he's saying. Not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. Over and over again, looking over to my car, I see something poking out from underneath. It's a little shoe. At the end of a little leg. Blue jeans. There it is. In black and white on a blue t-shirt. Mickey's blood-spattered face looking back up at me. The shirt and the small body wearing it hanging loosely by the neck from underneath the front of my car. I'm walking closer now. Like I'm on autopilot. Looking down, I can see the spot where my car bumper is resting, still making contact with the tree. Only not quite. Because I see a small tuft of brown hair poking out in between my bumper and the tree.